Good morning, viewers. It's your girl Audrey. I'm here with D. We'll call him D for all intents and purposes. We're here with him. He's sharing his story of how he turned his whole life around after a life of drug and abuse. Look at him. He looks good, right? Okay, now D, tell us, how did you get started in this life of drugs and drug use?
Good morning, public. My name is D. Name is Darryl, but they call me D. And I have a long history of drug abuse. I started at an early age, and where I'm at now is not where I was before. Only by the God of my understanding got me to where I have a 47-year drug addiction. I've been in and out of prison. I've been in and out of treatment. I've been in and out of the streets, shelters, and other things. But now I'm on the road to recovery. Being National Recovery Month, my story is being told here and abroad. Just to share a little bit about myself. Again, I was 11 years old when I started my drug addiction, family-oriented, family addicted. I've been to the constitutions, I've been to institutions, I've traveled many places, but every time I travel, I carry my disease of addiction with me. Right now,
How old are you, Mr. D?
Right now, I'm 57 years old.
Okay, so you've been doing drugs for 47 years.
47 years. In the first, I've been in and out of treatment. I've been in and out of recovery. But this is the longest time I've been clean. My clean date.
You've been clean, right?
I've been clean. My
All
clean
right.
date is March 28th, 2016. And up to this day, I've been clean and sober without a drug, or alcohol, or a drink, or a cigarette. I've been recovered from a few things, but just a little bit to tell you about the disease of addiction is cunning, baffling, and powerful.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think you decided to go down this road?
I decided to go down this road because my life was totally unmanageable. I ended up on the streets of D.C., between Maryland and D.C., in an incoherent state, not knowing my direction I was going in, I didn't know my head from my feet.
Wait a minute, Mr. D. I'm asking, why did you go down the road of addiction, drug and addiction?
Oh.
Not recovery.
Oh, why? Because it was a problem. It was family oriented. I saw it at an early age.
So your family got you into
My
this?
family, I started at the basement parties. The basement parties, my mom ran a juke joint, and I was one of those kids that looked between the rail and said, wow, what's going on down there? And I found out at an early age what was going on down there kept me on a long road of addiction.
Okay. So did you go through any things with like you compromised your integrity, any instances where you did that?
Several occasions. My job, my friends, my self-esteem.
Did you lose many jobs?
I lost many jobs. I lost jobs from back in my day, from good jobs down to just minor jobs.
Give me an instance.
For one instance, I lost a job at Ronald Reagan Airport as a direct result of my crack addiction, and I used crack on my job. Ended up coming down the carousel, and everybody in the airport saw me.
Wow. How did you feel?
I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed, but I kept on doing it. I kept on using.
So that didn't stop
It
you?
didn't stop me.
Why is that?
It didn't, because it said the disease of addiction is cunning, baffle, and powerful.
So your disease was stronger than anything else?
My disease was stronger than my motivation.
Right. So
It had a grip on me. It had a total
also
grip on me.
tell me, why do people want to stop but they can't stop?
The compulsion. The compulsion of using any type of controlled substance. And it has more, it's a mind thing. It has more control over your mind than a matter. I hate to say, if I don't mind, I don't matter. By any means, any necessary, I'm gonna get the drug of my choice, the alcohol of my choice, and do what I do. I don't care if I have to rob, steal, take off my job, my family members. The disease of addiction is real cunning, and when it rears up, it tells you to get what you want, to get where you want to be.
And that's the question I was going to ask you. Why did you ever hurt anyone? And if so, tell me why.
Well, not physically. I hurt everybody mentally.
Mentally, okay.
I hurt a lot of people mentally. Starting with my family, starting with relationships, with my children. I burnt a lot of bridges in my disease of addiction. I wavered with my family, abandonment issues, a whole lot of people, and again, I did it more so to myself, because when I used. I didn't care about nobody. I didn't worry about nobody. All I worried about was getting the drug of my choice and doing that at that time. I didn't have no courage.
Do you have kids, Mr. D?
Yes, I have 3 sons and 1 daughter.
Did you take care of them while you were on your drugs?
No, the state took care of them.
Let me ask you something. I forgot to ask you this. What is your drug of choice? You didn't say that.
My drug of choice was heroin. Heroin was my best friend. Heroin was my girlfriend. Heroin became my wife.
Is it pronounced heroin or heroin?
Heroin.
Heroin. Okay.
Heroin.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a street person, and we say.
Y'all say heroin.
Or the boogie.
Okay. So look, we're gonna jump a little ahead, and you tell me, why did you decide to get off the drugs, and how long have you been? You said you've been clean since what? 2016?
March the 28th of 2016.
Okay, again, tell me your motivator for becoming clean.
My motivator for becoming clean and turning my life over to the God of my understanding was when I was finally incarcerated. I was incarcerated for a 3-year span as a direct result of parole violations, misdemeanors, and things that added up, and I couldn't do it no more. My health was failing. I was 132 pounds soaking wet. I didn't have no place to go. I burnt all my bridges, and that's when the light came on. The light came on, and it said I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't run from pillar to post. I couldn't continue to be on the streets. I couldn't continue to jeopardize what God has kept me. Because again, I could have been dead in my grave. I had a couple overdoses, only by the power of God. Yeah, I live here today and tell a story how He brought me from where I started at, where I started from, and my ending. Because my theme today, my end is better than my beginning.
All right, and you've hurt many people. Am I correct?
Yes.
Did you make amends with those people?
I made amends with several folks. Right now, I have several people that's in my network, several people in the church I attend, several people in my family. They're calling me as a direct result of they see my walk today.
You said church, so is that how you stopped? Is that one of the reasons?
No, that wasn't one of the reasons to stop.
Okay.
One reason I stopped was, it's a sign of recovery. Put down the Bible and pick up the big book. And that's what I did. I put down the Bible for several years, and I picked up the big book of NA and recovery.
Okay.
And how I understand the foundations of recovery. Because they're 2 separate issues.
Okay. But you are very active in the church, and you're very spiritual, right? Okay, but that wasn't the reason.
It's a balance.
Okay, that's right.
Church saved my soul. Recovery saved my life.
Oh, right. I like that.
Church saved my soul. Recovery saved my life.
Right. All right. So is there something you want to tell the viewers, so they, like if someone's going down that road, they can turn their life around like you did? What can you tell them?
Yes, this is National Recovery Month, and everybody recovers, men and women. I don't care what we go through, any kind of trial, tribulation, struggles, whatever disease of addiction or affliction that we're dealing with. If you give your life to God, trust in it, and trust in Him that He will work in your life, that He can remove all things. And it's a saying in Scripture, God do everything but fail. He never failed us, and it's only by His grace that I sit here today, knowing that He's a healer, He's a restorer, He's a provider, He's a redeemer. We all recover in different ways, different fashions, but again, we all can recover if we turn your will and your life over to the care of God as we understood Him. And that comes from the big book. If we turn our will and our lives over to the care of God, that who understand us more than we understand ourselves, and it's a mind thing. If you put your mind on that situation and turn it over and stay on the beaten path, stay connected to those who are in recovery, then all will recover.
I believe that wholeheartedly. Thank you so much, Dee, for sharing your story. It takes a lot of courage to do so. Most people aren't able to do that. So I give you all the credit, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Much success in everything that you're doing. And again, everybody recover.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.